Thank you for taking the time to watch Granite Construction's Safety and Environmental Policy Introduction video for subcontractors. In order to strengthen our commitment to safety, sustainability, and environmental integrity, this video will highlight how each and every one of us can do our part. This presentation will focus on the various environmental and safety procedures that you will be required to follow while on a Granite job site. If you have any questions about the presentation or the content, please contact Granite Construction's project management team. Granite's Safety, Health, Environmental, and Quality Policy, also known as SHEQ, embodies our commitment to industry leadership by providing a safe workplace for employees and subcontractors, delivering on our environmental responsibilities, and providing quality products and services to our customers and the community. If you are unfamiliar or have questions about this policy, please take the time after this presentation to reach out to Granite's project team, as these standards represent Granite's core values. All projects adhere to the Keep Granite Green policy to help identify and protect elements of the environment for which we can impact through our work activities. This video will focus on Granite's 5 environmental aspects: protecting water quality, protecting land, protecting air quality, protecting wildlife, and conservation of resources. If you are unfamiliar or have questions about this policy, please take time after this presentation to reach out to Granite's team. Granite has various permits and plans issued by federal and local environmental regulatory agencies. These permits outline the requirements the site must comply with to prevent the potential negative impact a construction site could have on our environment. These permits and plans include, but are not limited to, all permits and plans that are required for the project are there to protect our environment. Ask the Granite project team about permits and plans that are specific to your project. Immediately notify Granite if a safety or environmental regulatory inspector arrives on the project. We ask that you please wait with the inspector until a Granite project member has taken over. Always be courteous to all site visitors, including the regulatory inspectors. It is a requirement to have 100% compliance of the project site and prevent adding any construction-related safety hazards or pollutants into the air, ground, or local water sources. The safety hazards and pollutant parameters should be monitored closely during all construction activities. Here is a list of common pollutants found on construction sites. The required permits and best management practices, also known as BMPs, should prevent pollutants from air quality issues, contaminating ground soils, or impairing surface and groundwater. Common ways to prevent all of these pollutants from becoming an issue is to schedule and plan our work, work within the job site boundaries, minimize disturbance in order to preserve existing vegetation, provide adequate dust suppression for all activities performed, stopping work during high wind events, managing erosion and sediment controls, and engineer controls for unique challenges. With these few BMPs, we can greatly reduce and eliminate the potential impacts of construction activities to this area. If you see something that doesn't look right, please report it to the project team. Housekeeping is a crucial step in protecting the safety of our employees and the environment while maintaining job site compliance with federal and local regulations. Housekeeping should be addressed throughout the day, especially at the end of shift. Here are some good practices that help maintain good housekeeping. Remove litter and keep walkways clear of debris. Use the pack it in, pack it out mentality. Secure storage areas from unwarranted access that helps prevent improper storage and vandalism. Repairing and replacing damaged BMPs. Proper chemical storage, labeling, and handling to help prevent spills, leaks, and other hazards. And preparing the job site for predicted rain events to prevent stormwater and pollutant discharges. Along with housekeeping, hazardous material and chemical storage is crucial in preventing spills and leaks. It is important to use all of the following BMPs to properly manage, store, and handle these materials during construction. Use secondary containment with all petroleum-based products and materials classified as hazardous. Keep these materials on a level surface far away from any body of water or storm drain. Cover or relocate to proper storage before rain events. Keep materials in their original factory packaging or clearly label the container with the contents being stored. Practice good housekeeping in connexes and material storage areas. During equipment maintenance or material transfers, protect the ground with drip pans, plastic sheeting, or absorbent materials. Ensure spill cleanup materials such as spill kits are readily available in the event of a spill or leak. Keep up-to-date SDS information for the chemicals and hazardous materials and make sure Granite's project team is aware of what's being kept on site. Understanding the spill response and reporting steps in the event of a leak or spill are important to properly clean up and accurately document the incident. Notify Granite's project management immediately if a spill occurs. When responding to the spill, make sure the area is safe to enter. If it is not safe, exit to a designated evacuation area and notify project personnel in the immediate area. If it is safe, then proceed with the follow cleanup procedure. Stop the spill or leak from continuing to discharge by turning off the source of the leak. Contain the spill using a spill kit or absorbent materials and keep it from spreading. Place contaminated soils and cleanup materials back into the spill kit. When on a Granite project site, Granite has reporting authority to outside regulatory agencies. Project personnel should only be reporting spills to the Granite Construction Project Management Team. Avoid contact with wildlife to minimize the negative impacts that construction activities might impose. Be aware there may be migratory birds, endangered or sensitive species on site. Do not remove or disturb any living animals, nests, dwellings, carcasses, bones, or remains from the site without approval from your supervisor. Do not enter in fenced-off areas without consulting the appropriate personnel. Any harm to species or their habitat will need to be reported immediately to the project team. Conserving resources should be considered on the project when looking for opportunities to reduce waste, reuse materials where possible, and recycle. Granite has a 5-minute idling policy for all heavy equipment and trucks. This policy should be followed at all times except for when we're warming up or cooling down engines in severe climate conditions, when idling is essential to test, service, or repair an engine, and when providing a power source for equipment or operations. Limiting idling not only reduces the project's overall fuel cost, but it also reduces pollutants released into the air from fuel combustion. Cultural resources are non-renewable and important to our history and understanding the past. There may be cultural resources on site which are not known. Please be aware during construction operations. Federal and state laws protect Native American historical and paleontological resources. Do not disturb, collect, or move these resources. Know your project site boundary and do not drive, park, or stage equipment or materials in any unauthorized areas. Construction fencing is often used to protect resources from disturbance. Never remove or go around construction fencing without approval from your supervisor. Stop work if anything is discovered and notify the project team.
Subcontractor management, employees, sub-tier trades, visitors, and suppliers will be given an on-site project-specific safety briefing prior to starting work on this project. The briefing shall cover at a minimum personal protective equipment requirements, job-specific hazards, traffic control, permit or plan requirements, and unauthorized areas at a minimum. The subcontractor shall provide safety training to their employees and maintain documentation of such. Such training shall be in accordance with local, state, and federal requirements. Safety meetings are to be held by all subcontractors on a regular basis and must be conducted prior to the start of any new operation. These meetings should discuss the schedule of daily activities, tasks, potential hazards associated with the work, as well as necessary precautions and controls. Subcontractors are also encouraged to attend the job's morning safety meeting. Subcontractors are required to complete and document a daily safety inspection of their work areas. These inspections are to be completed by a competent person and must cover at a minimum inspections of all equipment, traffic control, scaffolds, excavations, fall protection, confined space, chemical storage areas, housekeeping, and any other inspection criteria in accordance with local, state, and federal regulations. Documentation of such inspections must be maintained and available upon request from a regulatory agency. Subcontractors, visitors, and delivery drivers present on any Granite project or material site are required to wear the basic PPE, including the following: safety glasses, appropriate high visibility safety vest, safety shoes or boots, hard hat, appropriate gloves while handling materials, hearing protection when applicable, shirts with a minimum 4-inch sleeve, and full-length trousers. Additionally, PPE must be appropriate size, functional, and maintained in good condition. Additional PPE may be required for specific tasks. Refer to local, state, and federal regulations for additional information. As a Granite subcontractor, you have the right and responsibility to use stop work authority whenever you see an unsafe act being performed. Watching out for your coworkers' safety, as well as your own, ensures that the job gets done correctly and we all get to go home safely. All subcontractor company vehicles should have a visible company logo on at least 2 sides of their vehicles. Be operated by those who hold a valid driver's license, be in safe working condition, and be equipped with an operational beacon in accordance with state, federal, and MUTCD requirements. Cell phone use when operating vehicles on Granite work sites is prohibited, and seat belts must be worn at all times. All hand and portable tools brought on site by the subcontractor shall be maintained in good, safe working condition, per the tool's manufacturer. If a tool is defective or is no longer in safe working condition, it must be removed from the job immediately. All equipment brought on site by the subcontractor shall be maintained in good, safe working condition, operated by qualified personnel only, and inspected daily. If any safety devices on equipment are inoperable, that piece of equipment must be taken out of service until repaired. All subcontractors must maintain overhead power line clearances for mobile equipment. Refer to state, local, federal, and utility owner regulations for clearance distances. When traffic control, also known as TC, is required, it shall be set and maintained by a certified TC supervisor and in accordance with the applicable project TC plans, local, and MUTCD requirements. All TC must be communicated to the Granite Project Management Team as soon as possible. Additionally, flaggers must be certified and maintain visual and/or radio contact in accordance with state and/or MUTCD requirements. All subcontractor incidents, including first aid injuries, will be communicated to the project management team regardless of severity within 24 hours. Subcontractors are responsible for identifying local emergency response and communicating the plan to their employees. The subcontractor is also responsible for providing an adequate number of first aid and CPR trained personnel on the project. The subcontractor is responsible for providing safe working conditions and procedures for their employees and others exposed to their work. Subcontractors shall have in place a written safety and health program that establishes the minimum safety and health management requirements for compliance with applicable regulations for the operations that they have been contracted to perform. Subcontractor shall provide the names of its representatives who will be responsible for safety and health protection at the job site. Work within the scope of the subcontract must be performed in accordance with all applicable laws and regulations, the subcontractor safety and health program, and the contract specifications. Subcontractors shall notify Granite of any hazardous condition created by their operations. The subcontractor is encouraged to participate in safety meetings held by Granite when work within the scope of their subcontract is in progress.
Granite is committed to managing our safety and environmental responsibilities in all areas of our work. We protect our employees and the environment by complying with our project requirements and by taking into consideration how we can reduce our impacts to health, safety, and the environment. As a recap, please notify your supervisor or the Granite Project Management Team immediately if you see stormwater, dust, or BMP issues, all spills or if any sheen is found on a body of water, housekeeping items or issues that just do not look right, permit questions or concerns,
all regulatory agency communication, inspections, or violations, all encounters with wildlife or cultural resources, any concerns from the public, unsafe conditions for any personnel or property on site, any near misses that occur, or any accident or injury that occurs. Every employee has a right to stop work for environmental, safety, and quality issues. If you see poor job site conditions, stop work and notify your supervisor immediately. Not following the safety and environmental job site requirements could result in a notice of violation and monetary penalties from federal and local agencies. Thank you for taking the time to watch Granite Construction's Safety and Environmental Policy Introduction video for subcontractors.